Alright, welcome to the Nightmare on Elm Street review series. Now, I'm going to do all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, including the remake and Freddy vs. Jason. I'm going to do it in this series here. I'm going to try to get some done today and tomorrow. Don't know what my weekend's going to be like yet due to weather stuff. If the weather gets bad, then you'll have more. I'll probably finish over the weekend. If not, then you have to wait till sometime next week. So we'll see. Because I do multiple reviews a day because I'm a fast reviewer. I get them out. So let's start with the original 1984 film, Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven came up with this idea. I believe, if I'm getting this right, he used to have nightmares as a kid. And he came up with the concept about nightmares. From that, and from he heard that a child from another country, I don't remember who it was, actually died in his sleep. So he came up with that idea for a movie villain like Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street. The story, it is about a teenage girl named Nancy who and her friends are being stalked by Freddy Krueger, and there's a reason behind it. It's basically Freddy's revenge, but that's the second film, but yeah. And the first big, positive I want to say is Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. He, to date, is the only slasher villain to be played by the same person in the original continuity of the film series. Not including the remake, but Freddy Krueger was played by Robert Englund from the first one all the way to Freddy vs. Jason before his time was up, and it moved on to someone else in the remake. And we'll get to the remake eventually, because I want to talk about that one. There's highs and lows with that one. But Freddy himself is very different in this version. He's very grimy looking. He doesn't have the stripes on his sleeves in this one. In the first film, it's only on the front, just straight red sleeves on the side in this. He's very dark, grimy, kind of look. I think the version in Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and possibly 2 are the darkest looking Freddys we've seen. Everywhere else, and maybe A New Nightmare, but that's a different looking Freddy altogether. We'll get to that review, but it's not really even Freddy if you think about it. The context of that film, which we'll get to. But for me, this is the grimiest he's looked in the franchises in the original. Now, one of the good things I liked about this when I first watched it, I think I told this story before, the Jason stuff, but the first, when my great grandmother died, I got her horror movies. So I watched Freddy vs. Jason first because that's what I wanted to see. Even though I didn't really watch any of the other stories. I should try to watch The Nightmare on Elm Street because she gave me that one. So she had that one, so I got that one. And I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and okay, doesn't really say much about the story of Freddy vs. Jason, which we'll get to that. I just remember sitting there at maybe 13 years old, maybe older, and I'm just like, maybe I was 15. I think I was in high school, 15, 16 at least. And I was sitting there, I was just like, because it was weird to me. Even at 15 or 16, I saw some horror movies growing up, but not big. And I guess you could say that, with the exception of Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play, which is the first horror movie I've seen, I think it was really, or Freddy vs. Jason, with the exception of Freddy vs. Jason and Child's Play, which was the first one I ever saw, and I saw Freddy vs. Jason before it, I think this one, Nightmare on Elm Street was actually the film that really got me into horror, because Freddy vs. Jason was cool, but it's a self-aware type of cool, like Scream, which I saw before. And I've always said that Scream was the one that got me into horror. But maybe that's not true, because after I watched Scream, I didn't want to go out. I remember not that I didn't want to go out and try to watch more horror movies. But after I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, I remember being like, I need to watch more of these horror movies that she has. Because I was into horror, but it wasn't until I watched Nightmare on Elm Street. So from now on, if I see a thing on Facebook that says, what movie got you started in horror, I'm going to say Nightmare on Elm Street. Because that's got to be it. It kicked it off. I mean, I had seen, 3 other horror movies before that at least. Maybe even more. I think I watched The Kiss on there before then, but I think it's really this one that kicked off me wanting to get more horror movies. Definitely for sure, I bought the set that came in where you had the, what are they called? The Amaray cases with the cardboard that folds out, and each on this side had a little bit, and you put them all together, it was Freddy and stuff. I had that set, and now I have these 2 sets, because I lost the box to it, the box broke, and so they all got separated, and then Freddy's dad, for some reason, is the one of those that always disappeared. And every time I found it, it would disappear again. So, I never, excuse me, I never have all of them together. Freddy's dead would disappear. So, yeah. Now I got 2 different sets. You see here the DVD, Blu-ray, the Freddy edition, and the remake there. But, yeah. The movie itself, I want to say it's the only one that has a completely serious tone to it. Some might say the second one, but the second one is all over the place. We'll get to that one. The second one is all over the place. And the third one has mostly serious tone, but there is some more, less serious stuff to it, especially with some of Freddy's one-liners in that one. The only goofy thing that Freddy does in this one is when he does that chop his fingers off thing, which is a little goofy, but other than that, nothing really goofy. And Wes Craven did the Psycho thing, where spoilers for Psycho, if you haven't seen it. Spoilers. In Psycho, Marion Crane dies partway through the film. She's presented as our protagonist of the film, and she dies partway through. And is replaced by her sister. Here, they did the same thing. The first person we see is Tina. She's presented as our protagonist, but she's murdered off maybe a half an hour through the film. Replaced by Nancy. And she is the protagonist of the film. So, yeah. And you get the great scenes, like the scene where Nancy's in the bathtub and the hand comes up, the scene where Nancy's sleeping on the bed and the head pushes through. Great practical effects as well. I know some people say, there is some CGI that can be good, but to me, I've always loved practical effects. Some of them look cheesy, like in Friday the 13th Part 3 3D, where you get that eyeball looks fake, but it's still better than fake CGI. The CGI that looks all fakey, where the practical looks all fakey, that's really there. Whereas you get the fake looking CGI, you're just like, well, what's the point? Yeah. Whereas you get a fake practical effect, at least it's there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've always kind of liked that kind of thing. And that's why I like Psycho so much, is that it flips the script. It makes you think one thing, and Scream as well, is to make you think one thing, and then boom, they're dead. This person's the main character. So, yeah, it's great. Even though Scream doesn't wait a half hour, it's like the 10 minutes. But yeah. if we have to get into the negatives, well, the ending. The ending has always, because for me the movie has always, up until the end, is phenomenal. Amazing. It's an awesome film. But you get to the end, and that's always the downfall. I remember the first time I watched it, I was sitting there, and I was in awe of the entire film. You get to the end, and it's like, but they did sequels. How does this connect? Sequels? And even when I got the set, and I rewatched this, and I watched 2, which really had no connection to either the other ones, and then 3, and then Nancy comes back in 3, and you sit there, and you're like, so what really happened to her at the end of the first one then? And she mentions in that one that her mother died in her sleep. Okay, that's just a way of getting around telling them that Freddy did it, but it's still confusing. The ending confuses you, and here's what it is. Spoilers, of course. So Nancy realizes that if she stops giving energy to Freddy, that she could defeat him, like all the fear, basically. That if she stops fearing him and stops being afraid, she could take it away from him. Okay, so she's like, I'm done giving my energy to you. I take back all the energy I give. I want my mother and I want my friends back. First of all, that's wanting teenager stuff. I want my mom and my friends back. I'm taking away my energy I gave to you. She turns around. Freddy disappears. She opens the door and everything's hunky-dory, which is the original ending that Wes Craven gave. And if we had that original ending, it would have made more sense. Because he wasn't planning on any sequels. He wasn't trying to do anything to further this. He just wanted to make a movie. So he had the original ending where Nancy did that. And I know it's a little whiny, but it would make sense with the rest of this ending. Afterwards, and this is still in the theatrical ending too, but like afterwards, the mom comes out. You know, she's out. It's a bright day. The mom comes out. She says, I'm gonna quit. Baby, I'm gonna quit drinking. That's not good for me, or something like that. And then the friends drive up. One time it's a bus. There's like 2 alternate happy endings. One is a bus. The other one, they get in Glenn's car and they just drive away, and that's the happy ending. Well, Bob Shea didn't like that and thought there should be some kind of cliffhanger type ending, just in case they wanted to make sequels, which you should never want to make sequels. You should always have a concrete ending, just in case it doesn't work out. Because there are movies like The Bye-Bye Man and a couple other ones, Wish Upon, that set up sequels thinking, oh, we can make money off of this. But you don't, and then you just have a cliffhanger ending in a movie. It worked out in this case, because it's boatload of sequels, but sometimes you just want to have a concrete ending, and it would have worked. Well, not really, but it's a happy ending. The theatrical release ending, however, after, she's going to quit drinking, and she says goodbye to her mom, she gets in Glenn's car. The top comes over, because it's a convertible, and it's red and green striped, like Freddy, and windows roll up, and she's pounding because she's afraid. And once again, she said she, not giving him any energy, but being afraid, she's going to give him energy, And they drive off. Before they drive off, though, the mom gets pulled through the window. And I'm like, okay. Sorry about that. You're never a cold. Then Young comes along. Sorry. And Matt, I need to get a drink. What I need to do, but I'm gonna wait. Where the hell was I? Oh yeah. So after he gets dragged to the window, drives away, and it ends. And that would be okay if in a future film they explained it. So when I first watched part 3, I was waiting for an explanation. All she says is that her mom died in her sleep, and she tells about everything that happened with Freddy. But even the way they take down Freddy, Even the way they take down Freddy in part 3 is different than this. This they make he's stronger. So this ending is just totally different from the other ones. There's no reasons why I don't like this ending, and the second one is the whole, oh, they didn't win and it's still going to, he's still going to get him type thing. And we never see Jesse again, who's in the second film, so who knows what happened to him. But I guess I gotta end this soon, but I want to talk about the kills, because the kills in this one are some of the best in the whole entire franchise. You get Tina's kill, where she's, they do the reverse, the rotating room kill. They put her on there, and Freddy slits her open, blood comes out, and just falls down onto the bed. Great kill. You get Rod's kill, where he's in jail because he's been accused of killing Tina, and Freddy just takes the blanket, strangles him, hangs him in, You get the kill of the mom, where after Freddy is set on fire, he jumps in bed with the mom and burns her to death, and this weird skeleton shows up and goes down into the bed. And what's better about that scene is that the dad, the ex-husband of the woman, is there to watch it. Think about this. If you are divorced from your wife or whatever, do you still care about them? You think you don't. And what happens if you watch them die? You're not the one that killed them, but if you watch them die in front of you, do you have remorse? You got to think of what's going through Lieutenant Thompson's head during this. It's like, that's my ex-wife. I spent most of my years with her, And then there's my favorite kill of the movie, and that's Glenn's kill. Johnny Depp, I guess I should have mentioned him. His first feature film. I think he was already doing in '84, maybe not. I don't think he's done. He did 21 Jump Street yet, but it's his first feature, his first role, maybe even. He plays Glenn, the boyfriend, and his death. Oh boy. He's on his bed. He's watching TV. He's got a big honking headphones. Listen to music. He falls asleep, and Freddy reaches up, grabs him, brings him out into the bed. I'm gonna have to bring water or something for the next reviews. Brings him out into the bed, and then they use the rotating room again for this too, but just blood comes spurting up, and just everywhere. Now, it's my favorite kill, but this presents a problem with the film. Now, Tina's death, they believe that Rod did it. And when Rod dies, they believe that it's a suicide. Up to this point, because Glenn dies before the mom does, up to this point, they think it was all Rod is behind it. Now, you could say that someone killed Glenn if it was a regular type of kill. And Freddy's been doing these kind of kills that, other people could take the blame for. But with Glenn dragged onto the bed and his entire blood and his entire body just goes spurting out, it's kind of hard to blame it on somebody else. So the fact that Lieutenant Thompson doesn't see this and immediately go, Nancy was right, and run over to the house to help his daughter has always baffled me. Like, why isn't he believing them? There's no way anyone else could have killed him except for who they keep saying is behind it. Fred Krueger. Before I go, I want to talk about Fred Krueger. And the reason why he's doing this is because Freddy Krueger was, when he was alive, was a child murderer and possible molester. It's only hinted to in this one. In the original franchise, it's only hinted to, but it's that outright said in the remake, which is one of the reasons why it makes it a little iffy for me. But in this one, he's basically a child murderer with it. It's just hinted to that he might be a child molester, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring water or something to drink next time. I'm sorry for coughing a lot. Forgot where I was at. But so after he did this, he was sent to jail. But in court, there was some evidence that got mistaken or something. He was set free. And the parents of Springwood decided they took it to their own hands. They set his house or shack or whatever on fire, and he died in a burning blaze. And then he came back as this dream demon and is killing all the kids of Springwood. And that's basically his revenge. And this is shown to us when Nancy's mom shows her the glove and hat that they apparently have, even though all the versions we've seen, they just throw lanterns and fire into the house, and we don't see how they could get the glove or the hat, but I don't know. Just realized that. But yeah. Just thought I'd tell you that. For Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm gonna give a 9. The ending boggles it down for me, but I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Nightmare on Elm Street from 1984? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to Primetime, bitch.